Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to day 9 of stonksmaxxing. So, I am not working, but more so spending some time to read the annual reports of Berkshire Hathaway, most specifically the chairman's letter. I want to see Warren Buffett's letter. I heard it's pretty good, and also this ode to Charlie Munger. So let's just dive right into it. I think hopefully this doesn't freeze on me. If it does, then I'll try to fix it quickly. But let's take a look here. Charlie Munger died on November 28th, just 33 days before his 100th birthday. That's crazy. Though born and raised in Omaha, he spent 80% of his life domiciled somewhere elsewhere. Consequently, it was not until 1959, when he was 35, that I first met him. In 1962, he decided that he should take up money management. 3 years later, he told me correctly that I had made a dumb decision in buying control of Berkshire. But he assured me, since I already made the move, he would tell me how to correct my mistake. And what I next relate, bear in mind that Charlie and his family did not have a dime invested in the small investing partnership that I was then managing, and whose money I had used for the Berkshire purchase. Moreover, neither of us expected that Charlie would ever own a share of Berkshire stock. Nevertheless, Charlie in 1965 promptly advised me, "Warren, forget about ever buying another company like Berkshire. But now that you control Berkshire, add to it wonderful businesses, purchase at fair prices, and give up buying fair businesses at wonderful prices. In other words, abandon everything you learned from your hero, Ben Graham. It works, but only when practiced at small scale." With much backsliding, I subsequently followed his instructions. Many years later, Charlie became my partner in running Berkshire, and repeatedly jerked me back to sanity when my old habits surfaced. Till his death, he was continued in this role, and together we, along with those who early on invested with us, ended up far better off than Charlie and I had ever dreamed possible. In reality, Charlie was the architect of the present Berkshire, and I acted as the general contractor to carry out the day-by-day construction of his vision. Charlie never sought to take credit for his role as a creator, but instead let me take the bows and receive the accolades. In a way, his relationship with me was part older brother, part loving father. Even when he knew he was right, he gave me the reins, and when I blundered, he never reminded me of my mistakes. That's pretty cool. In the physical world, great buildings are linked to the architect, while those who had poured the concrete or installed the windows are soon forgotten. That's crazy. Berkshire has become a great company. Though I have long been in charge of the construction crew, Charlie should forever be credited with being the architect. Damn, that's fire. That's a fire. That's a fire letter, I guess. Yeah, rest in peace, Charlie. Hopefully I can get the Poor Charlie's Almanac. I would love to read it, and I'm reading this annual report, but hopefully I can kind of start at the beginning and hopefully I can Ooh, I did get one viewer though. That's interesting. Okay, so I'm hoping that I can read more of these. Yeah. Alright, Berkshire Hathaway Inc. To the shareholders of Berkshire Hathaway, Berkshire has more than 3 million shareholder accounts. I am charged with writing a letter every year that will be useful to this diverse and ever-changing group of owners, many of whom wish to learn more about their investment. Charlie Munger, for decades my partner in managing Berkshire, viewed this obligation identically and would expect me to communicate with you this year in the regular manner. He and I were of one mind regarding our responsibilities to Berkshire shareholders. Writers find it useful to picture the reader they seek, and often they are hoping to attract the mass audience. At Berkshire, we have a more limited target: investors who trust Berkshire with their savings without any exception of resale. We are resembling in attitude people who save in order to buy a farm or rental property, rather than people who prefer using their excess funds to purchase lottery tickets or hot stocks. I do like purchasing lottery tickets, I'm not gonna lie. Over the years, Berkshire has attracted an unusual number of such lifetime shareholders and their heirs. We cherish their presence and believe they are entitled to hear every year both the good and bad news delivered directly from their CEO, and not from an investor relations officer or communications consultant forever serving up optimism and syrupy mush. In visualizing the owners that Berkshire seeks, I am lucky to have the perfect mental model: my sister Bertie. Let me introduce her. For openers, Bertie is smart and wise, and likes to challenge my thinking. We have never, however, had a shouting match or anything close to a ruptured relationship. We never will. Furthermore, Bertie and her 3 daughters as well have a large portion of their savings in Berkshire shares. Their ownership spans decades, and every year Bertie will read what I have to say. My job is to anticipate her questions and give her honest answers. Bertie, like most of you, understands many accounting terms, but she is not ready for CPA exams. She follows business news, reading 4 newspapers daily, but doesn't consider herself an economic expert. She is sensible, very sensible, instinctively knowing that pundits should always be ignored. After all, if she could reliably predict tomorrow's winners, would she freely share her valuable insights and thereby increase competitive buying? That would be like finding gold and then handing a map to neighbors showing its location. Bertie understands the power, for good or bad, of incentives, the weaknesses of humans, and the tells that can be recognized when observing human behavior. She knows who is selling and who can be trusted. In short, she is nobody's fool. So, what would interest Bertie this year? There's Bertie. Berta. Interesting. Okay. Official annual report begins on K1, extends for 124 pages. It's filled with a vast amount of information, some important, some trivial. Yeah, okay, so I might not read aloud anymore, but I'll summarize what I think is going on, maybe what I have to say. Not that anyone is listening, but whatever I think, I will share. Okay, so these figures versus operating earnings versus net income Okay. So the net income does include unrealized capital gains and losses, which I believe are just the fluctuations in value of Warren Buffett's, or not Warren Buffett's, but Berkshire Hathaway stock portfolio. So what he means here is that operating earnings, and this is a measure of actual earnings. So in this case, it'll include realized capital gains or losses, which is when Berkshire Hathaway sells a stock. Either they earn money or they sell money. So I think those are two differences between, that's the main difference between operating earnings and net income. This is crazy. I'm surprised he still remembers it too. In the short run, the market acts as a voting machine. Long run, it becomes a weighing machine. What does that mean? Not entirely sure. Might add a company report too as well. Wisdom, maybe? Wisdom.qmd. Ben Graham. Stock market acts as a voting machine. The short term, I guess that means people vote on what the best stock is going to be, and a weighing machine in the long term. Not entirely sure what that means. Oops. It's harder than you would think to predict which will be the winners and losers, and those who tell you they know the answer are usually either self-delusional or snake oil salesman. Well, I think Warren Buffett could maybe be self-delusional, or is he a snake oil salesman? Even heirs to such a holding can, sometimes live a lifetime of leisure. Berkshire, we particularly favor the rare enterprise that can deploy additional capital at high returns in the future. Owning only one of these companies and simply sitting tight can deliver wealth almost beyond measure. That is an interesting way of thinking. Buy long and hold a company that will do great. Yeah, so Warren Buffett definitely agrees that evaluating managers is really hard. Never deal with a rascal under the expectation that you can prevent him from cheating you. Damn. People are not easy to read. Sincerity and empathy can easily be faked. That is as true now as it is in 1863. Okay. Berkshire now has by far the largest generally accepted accounting principles net worth recorded by any American business. So this is even higher than the Apples of the world. Microsoft's, Meta. But I think their market cap is higher just because they have growth prospects. Berkshire now occupies nearly 6% of the universe in which it operates. Doubling our huge base is simply not possible within, say, a 5-year period. Okay. Wow. So it seems like he really thinks that because of the size, there are no profitable transactions or investments he can make really that would keep the same returns as he had in the past. Because returns do compound, and I think the value of Berkshire has compounded to maybe an unsustainable level. I think that's what he's trying to say here. Though your money is commingled with ours, it does not belong to us. Okay. Okay, it seems like my screen is finally frozen. I think it's frozen a while since. Okay. If you make a couple of good decisions during a lifetime and avoid serious mistakes. Man, it seems like Berkshire Hathaway is kind of becoming its own economic entity in the sense that if a bank fails, they'll look to Berkshire to bail them out. Yeah, and I forgot he doesn't like EBITDA. Extreme fiscal conservatism is a corporate pledge you make to those okay. I do have a meeting at 10, so I just want to see how much longer I have to read. Okay. It's not big on newcomers. add my usual caveat. All stock purchases should be price dependent. What is sensible at a discount to business value becomes stupid if done at a premium. So it seems like Warren Buffett's 2023 Berkshire annual report. Warren Buffett buy and hold a great company. He cites Amex and Coca-Cola. I think he said something here too. Also, in life, you just need to make a couple of good decisions to be successful, and don't make super serious mistakes. Leadership and carbon capture initiatives. The economic feasibility of this technique has yet to be proven. Okay. What does shale mean? Is shale just oil? Okay. It's a separate oil from rock. Occidental petroleum. Stock. Declined a lot. Wow. wow. So if the yen has weakened, I think that means you can buy more with dollars. Given Berkshire's present size, building positions through open market purchases takes a lot of patience and an extended period of friendly prices. Yeah, I never thought about it. So Berkshire probably has a lot of price impact. And so what they might think was traditionally undervalued, if they start buying up shares, that'll push the price up. Then at a purchase a point where share price might be unfavorable. Berkshire. How does Berkshire... I'm putting this in the wisdom, but I should really be thinking about it from the company standpoint. I don't know. How does Berkshire trade stocks? It has a lot to think about because they have lots of capital to invest in, large price impact. Wow, insurance underwriting income. Hmm. Wow, that's crazy. Hmm. Natural outcome at California's largest utility and current threat in Hawaii. Okay, so I didn't realize that there's a state-by-state promise. I'm not too entirely sure what that means. Okay, so it seems like the utility construction and investment takes a while to materialize. Utility investments take a long time to materialize, kind of like healthcare industry, or I guess you could say pharma industry. Oh wait, I'm getting a call. No, okay. is convective. Storms. Electrical storm. Okay. Pacific Gas, Electric, and Hawaiian Electric. Wow, okay. I'm just looking at stocks now. I've been thinking about, this has kind of inspired me just looking at random stocks. Data dogs. CrowdStrike stock. Palo Alto Networks. Okay, so I do have to Wait, what's Fang? Oh, interesting. I think you would have pitched it here. That's cool. Okay. I will come back to this. Okay, maybe last thing. Okay, so this is crazy. He is good at selling. Okay, I do have to come back to this. Maybe in like an hour or so, or I'm not too sure. I think I might also spend some time working on one of my write-ups for class, but this is just a fun break, reading through what Warren Buffett has to say. Interesting. This is crazy. This is so crazy. Okay, I will see you guys in the next one.